Okay, hello, my name is Megan Ortiz and I'm doing my persuasive speech on why you should vaccinate your children. So none of us want to see our children get sick, right? If we could, we'd protect them from any illness, large or small. Every year, millions of children die from preventable diseases. In 2008 alone, 1.5 million children under the age of 5 died from the consequences of not getting vaccinated. Now from where it all began. In 1998, Dr. Andrew Wakefield published a paper stating that there is an obvious link between vaccinations, normally the MMR, and it causing autism. If you didn't already know, autism is a developmental disability that affects brain functions. It can affect how they communicate, interact, learn, and behave. This article flooded the brains of millions, and tons of them believed it was true. Parents became skeptical to vaccinate their kids, and they thought that it would be more harmful than beneficial, and started a very harmful trend. So just to make it clear, there are countless amounts of studies done to disprove Dr. Wakefield's findings. Even the paper has been retracted and his doctorate license revoked. Parents believing this false information and choosing not to vaccinate their children are putting them more at a risk and more harmful, and is doing more harm than it is beneficial. After doing plenty of research, I've come up with 3 major reasons why you should vaccinate your children. To start off, there are several vaccinations children should get when they are young, and is not harmful, and they do more good than bad. Vaccinations protect children who can't receive or don't have access to them, and the communities. Vaccines save lives and eliminate deadly diseases for good. And if you don't vaccinate, the diseases could potentially come back. I would like to start off with explaining how vaccines are not harmful and how they are more beneficial. Let's start with different types of vaccines that help protect you. The main one is MMR, which is measles, mumps, and rubella. It's the most popular vaccine and is highly contagious. It's a serious disease caused by a virus, and symptoms include fever, cough, red eyes, sore throat, muscle aches, and runny nose. It affects the immune system and can be possibly deadly. In 1980, before the widespread vaccination, measles caused an estimated 2.6 million deaths a year. Now, since vaccination in 2013, 145,000 deaths occurred. This results in a 75% drop of deaths. Next vaccine is chickenpox. Now, I got the chickenpox when I was a child, but thanks to a vaccination, children no longer have to suffer from this. It is highly contagious and spreads through the air by sneezing and coughing. Symptoms are an itchy rash that spreads all over the body that progresses from red bumps to fluid blisters that drain and scab. Now there is a vaccine for chickenpox where children no longer have to suffer from this, or parents have to see their children suffer from this. The last vaccine I'm going to cover is polio. Polio used to be very common in the US. The vaccine, introduced in 1955, has helped eliminate polio for good. Polio is a highly contagious viral infection that can lead to paralysis, breathing problems, and even death. Before the vaccine, there was a polio epidemic in 1952, nearly 60,000 cases with more than 300 deaths. Polio cases decreased 99% since the vaccination. This leads me on how vaccination protects children who are unable to have access to vaccinations, and communities. Now, school. Every kid goes to school. We all know that children's immune systems aren't as strong. They're more susceptible to germs and bacteria when they come in contact with kids, and could possibly spread it even faster. The chances of them becoming ill and catching the disease increases, and their immune system can't fight it off as well as adults. There are several countries where vaccinations are not yet available, so protecting your kids can make the chances of the disease become less. If your child is not vaccinated, they can get sick, and other children can get sick, and it become an epidemic. There are many diseases out there that have wiped out many populations with the discovery of vaccinations. Diseases have been eradicated, but the lack of vaccinations and these diseases are making a vicious comeback. On average, there are about 60 cases of measles reported in the US alone, primarily linked to unvaccinated people. Health officials confirmed 29 cases of mumps. Source: The source of outbreak was thought to be from an unvaccinated student who spent time in Western Europe where the disease is still active. In 2013, a study published in Pediatrics reported California's worst whooping cough outbreak, affecting more than 9,000 people, and once again, the source was a large amount of children being unvaccinated. In 2012, a county in Indiana experienced a major chickenpox outbreak, which also started from an unvaccinated child. As you can see, all these cases and exposure of the diseases have been linked to unvaccinated children. This increases the chance of the outbreak and can spread more widely. To review, some people still think that there is a correlation between vaccinations and autism. It is proven in many studies to be false, and no one study has been able to prove Mr. Andrew Wakefield correct. Not vaccinating your child causes more harm than is beneficial and could potentially bring back deadly diseases. It's an easy decision to make, and remember that some preventable diseases are making a vicious return. Thanks to the people not getting vaccinated and being naive, thinking that they are harmful. So please vaccinate your child.